At some point, it became like you just wanted to end it all because it was too painful. Just click until I don't have any more money left. I don't have the discipline to do it right. I've already convinced myself that I'm never going to do this, so let's just blow the account and be done with it. So subconsciously what? Your mind tells your hand there's something to do. Push the button. But the chart's saying nothing about doing anything at all. You're never going to see a book written like that. But that's the stuff that goes on for real. That's the very thing that's going on in the mind of someone that's blowing their account, going into severe drawdown. Their subconscious is manifesting themselves through that transaction or series of transactions. The subconscious already knows that you're failing. So it's doing what? It's doing what you trained it to do. Manifest what you've programmed it to expect from you. But when the money's gone and the account's blown, you have this sudden feeling of regret that you didn't have before you were pressing the button. You didn't have any regrets. You were going right in there, pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing because you had a task. You had a goal and you hit it. Well done. What would have happened if you would have conditioned yourself properly, encouraged yourself with positive self-talk, constantly filtering out every negative thought and replacing it with something positive? Oh, I took a loss. That's okay. That one loss isn't going to hurt me. I'm going to stop trading today because I don't want to have any reason to compound that pain and make it harder for me to come out of this drawdown, which is easy for right now. It takes a lot to have that discipline, to remind yourself, oh yeah, something bad just happened. Well, you know what? I'm going to stop here, and before I lose control of myself, I'm going to exercise discipline. I'm going to do the right thing, which is follow the principles, convince myself that this is not the end of the world, and do it in a light that's positive. And then what's going to happen is the next time you go in from the charts, you're not going to be fearful because that last trade that you just took a loss on, it wasn't that big of a deal. You stopped trading because you know that your discipline is required and you did the right thing. You didn't make it worse. And you're not impatient, so you're not trying to rush to get it right back because you lost a trade. And that way, when you go into the next trade, what are you feeding off of? The positive things that you've reinforced your subconscious with. None of that fear, none of that regret is manifesting in the next trade. You're going right back to why are you doing this? You want to make money. You want to live a better life. You want to have a secondary income. That income doesn't just fall in your lap because you told yourself you suck. That income isn't coming because you told yourself you deserve more and it's just harder than you thought it was going to be, though. How's that productive? But that's what you have to be aware of. Every day you're feeding your subconscious the very reasons why you're either succeeding or you're failing. And it takes a lot of effort to constantly keep your mind focused on the positive things. And in recent years, it's very hard to stay positive about anything. It's depressing if you look around and see what has been going on. But you still have to grind and prepare yourself mentally for this. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to sit down and tell you to do these things. I mean, I'm doing it now. Every time I have a Twitter space, I'm basically doing that. But it's a bit annoying when I see students in Twitter tweeting to me or copying me in a tweet where they're complaining with a negative tone about their inability to do something by now. I should have been learning how to do this X months ago. but I'm still losing in my trades when you're not supposed to be trading. I don't get it. You're not listening. It's not going to magically happen for you because you're pressing a button with a live account when you don't know how to trade. I mean, that's like 101 trading. Like, it doesn't magically happen just because you're using real money. You have to be able to do this consistently by reading the tape with no trades put on, not a demo, for months. Then do it consistently with paper trades or demo. Consistently. Then you have a decision to make. Are you prepared? How will I know when I'm ready to go into live funds, ICT? How will I know? When you're bored to death, you go in every single day and you can get your 5 handles. And it's easy for you to do it. Then you can entertain that thought. But not before. If you are nervous or have any anxiety, or do you get angry when you have a losing trade in a demo? If you're angry over that transaction, you're not ready to trade with live funds. Believe me, you're not. If you're overzealous about getting into a trade, even in a demo, like you're so excited to push the button because you want to see it deliver like you want it to deliver, you're not ready to trade with live funds. Because you have created a environment that is charged emotionally. It's either euphoria or it's doom and gloom. It's the best or the worst when it needs to be indifferent. You need to be able to look at these trades like a psychopath. There's no emotion. Like you're a serial killer. You're literally looking at these candles, knowing that the other side of that trade, someone's bleeding. And you don't care. Matters not to you. That's the reality of it. But what happens is you have conditioned yourself to be a lamb. And you walk out there all by yourself, scared to death, and you press the button. You walk into the slaughterhouse. And you're counting the seconds down until a lion devours you. And when it does, in your last moments of life in that trade before it's stopped out and you're in a loss, you're squealing, why did this happen to me? Why am I being devoured? This shouldn't be happening to me. When you, as the lamb, walking out there ill-prepared, you have no defense. You have no defense against a lion. And you're wondering why that happens in your trading. Because you're ill-equipped. You're going into a slaughterhouse every single time you enter these markets. I'm going in it, you're going in it, we're all going in it. But some of us are walking out of there the same way we went in, but we're taking a pound of flesh with us. We're not leaving a pound of flesh or more in there. We know our way in and our way out. We know when the lions are on the prowl and wanting to eat. We don't want to go in there then. But that's exactly what the retail traders want to do. Non-farm payroll, it's got a lot of movement. That's where all the volatility is. That's what we got to do. And I'm really, really working hard not to go off the rails. Twice now, almost went there. Get ready to go on the crazy train. All aboard. Retail thinks about these high-impact news drivers. And some of them are good, but some of them aren't. But this is where you want to trade. And ICT says, don't trade here. Look at this trade. Look at my trades this week. Mm-hmm. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to think. And you have to guard your mind. You can't just walk out there and expect whatever happens is going to be detrimental to me and it's going to end me. And, this is the way you got to just get your experience. Get out here and just get beat up. No, that's not how it is. If you listen to me, you will have experiences where it doesn't pan out for you. That's fine. That's normal. But you'll have more experiences where it does pan out in your favor, which allows you to do what? Spend more time doing it without being frustrated to the point where you give up, which is what 90% of people do. That's what I try to do as a mentor. I'm placing your attention in the charts at the moments that the things that I like personally, and I believe it's going to pan out, it allows you to see it there. Whereas you may not have noticed it or expected it happening, and it looks like, oh, look at that move here. That would have been cool for me to see that coming. Well, now you have someone telling you when those things are happening. So that way you can go in, study it, observe it, and see what it's doing when it does it. While you're doing that, you are talking to yourself like you saw that coming. So you're borrowing my experience. You're watching real-time price action, moves that are happening consistently day by day. And then you're telling yourself through your journal, in your own words, this is what I expected. You're talking to your subconscious by doing that. It feels weird when you first start doing it. It feels like, what am I doing? Just do it. I promise you, just do it. If any of you ever meditated, one of the things and functions that you do, with your mind while you're meditating, is you're constantly giving yourself positive reassurance. There is no emergency. I'm home right now in my own body where I'm at right now. I'm in need of doing nothing and I'm in need of nothing. There is no emergency. I am comfortable in my body right now. I'm comfortable in my present state right now. My mind is at ease. I'm anxious for nothing. My body is strong. My body is healthy. My body's at rest. And this is peaceful to me. You go through a period in your day a couple times like that. Just go to a quiet place, and maybe a place in your home. At work, you may need to go to your car. You have breaks. Do that. It makes things a whole lot better. Instead of going out there and smoking your cigarettes, condition yourself mentally like that and manage everything. You manage your blood sugar, your cortisol, your adrenaline, all those things that's many times probably causing you to want to go out there and get a smoke break. And your health will improve, your ability to maintain focus and manage the stress that everybody has every day. And some of you have never really felt stress yet until you start trading with live money. And it may not even be a lot of money, but the fact that you have money at risk, it's going to feel a lot more significant than it really is. I mean, let's be fair. If you lose $250, you're not going to end your life over $250. The world's not going to stop turning over $250, but it's $250. I have a lot of money. If I lost $250 that fell out of my pocket, I'd be like, man, I wish that didn't happen. I'm not going to starve over losing that $250. But I'm not going to sit there for a week and complain about, I wish I wouldn't have put that money in that pocket, because when I reached in and grabbed something else out, like my car keys, and boom, the money fell out. I can tell you where I probably dropped it. I'm not going to spend 2 weeks complaining about it and saying, oh, I was stupid because of that. But that's what many of you are doing in the beginning while trying to learn how to trade. You're taking everything that you're doing, and it's a scorecard. And you're never, ever being honest with yourself. Think about it. You're never giving yourself positive feedback about anything that you've done correctly. The only thing you're doing is honing in on what? The thing you did wrong. And if you constantly keep telling yourself, try it with your spouse. Gentlemen, your wife comes through the door, you ain't seen her for a little while, she's been out with her friends or whatever. Tell her what she's wearing doesn't look good on her. Make sure you have your blanket and your pillow, because you're sleeping on the couch tonight. But then tell her the nail polish she has on her hands, you don't like that either. How much of that is she going to tolerate before she tells you about yourself? Probably with a rolling pin upside your head. It's like anything else. If you constantly feed negativity, and this is what you want to do also with who you're around, who's influencing you. Is it constant negative drama? That stuff is draining. It's draining for the people that do it, who may think it's entertaining for them, but it's a lot of effort to do that kind of stuff. It's toxic. And if that's what you're around, and if that's how you operate as a human being, unless you have different coping mechanisms and skill sets, which is what I'm trying to coach you to do using self-talk that's positive, you're being your best cheerleader. You're guarding your mind. You'll be better equipped to do the things that's required as a trader that way. In fact, you can use these skills in your average everyday life. Managing the stresses of work, managing the stresses of a marriage, a relationship, children, parenting. If you're a single parent, which I was for a little while with my oldest son, it was the best time and it was the worst time. I worried about whether I was ever going to find someone because I was a single parent. It's easy for a woman to find. I mean, some of the women out here might think, no. It's hard to find a good man when you're a single mom. That's not true. I wanted to find a single mom, and I married one, and I'm happy. Not every man out there is a douche. But if you go into everyday life thinking you're never going to find a good man, you're guarding yourself from ever having the opportunity to fall into the reality. And then you meet someone because you'll push them away because you're expecting everybody to be like that negative thing that you created in your mind. So we do these things every day as humans, but you can't do these things in trading and succeed. And not enough is talked about how to cope with it. And every psychological book out there falls short on this. It doesn't really get to the heart of the matter. And while there are some good books out there, Mark Douglas, I think it's overrated, but it's good. The first few chapters of Alexander's book, Trading for a Living, in my opinion, is better than Mark Douglas's book because it makes it practical. It takes it right in there and shows you this is what it is, versus someone that writes a book about trading psychology. The problem and reason why those psychology books never make an impression on the people that buy them is because it's talking about something they haven't learned how to do yet anyway, trading. I'm telling you, there's a step before that. You will never learn how to trade unless you master yourself. How do you give yourself a chance? You have to give yourself a chance. You have to be willing to put yourself through a process of removing negativity, filtering negativity, and rewarding yourself. And with finding everything that you've ever done in your development, finding that silver lining in it, because you have to cheerlead yourself. This is hard. It's very difficult.